Hello friends, in this video we will understand what is exactly meant by shift register and what is the internal structure of it. Let us begin. Now, as you can see, shift register is made up of two words, shift and register. Let us understand them separately. So when it comes to register, then register is nothing but set of flip-flops together. We know that one flip-flop can act as one bit memory cell. One bit memory cell as in it can store either logic 1 or logic 0. What if I want to store 2 bits, then I require 2 flip-flops together. So if I want to store, let's say, 3 bit, then I require 3 flip-flops together because every flip-flop is 1 bit memory cell. So this group of flip-flop is nothing but a register. Then the first word says it is shift. See, the meaning of shift means at every clock edges, it is going to shift the data from one flip-flop to the other, or first flip-flop passes the data to the other at every negative edge or every positive edge. So the shifting can be in terms of left or as well as in terms of right also. So shift indicates shifting of data bits to either left side or in fact right side also. So when a particular shift register, when it is shifting data to the left, it is called as left shift register, and when it is shifting the data to the right hand side, then that particular shift register can be considered as right shift register. So left side shifting provides us left shift register, and this provides us right shift register. So let us take one example of a shift register and let us understand how it really works. So as you can see here, I have taken example of 3-bit shift register here. So there are 3 flip-flops. I'll consider this is flip-flop number 0, flip-flop number 1 and flip-flop number 2. As you can see, every flip-flop used over here must be D flip-flop. You are not allowed to use other flip-flop other than D. For example, even though you have decided that you have to use either JK or T flip-flop or SR flip-flop, then you have to configure that respective flip-flop into D flip-flop first, and then only you can use it in shift register. So what I have done over here, I have used 3 flip-flops, that is flip-flop 2, flip-flop 1 and flip-flop 0. I have applied serial input to D2 side. Now, since it is serial input, it means I cannot apply more than 1 bit at a time. So I can apply only 1 bit at a time. So let me assume my serial data which I have to apply is actually 101. So in this sequence only I am going to apply those inputs. So what I do over here, first of all, no clock is applied. So I would say clock number 0 or no clock is applied, no serial input was given. We assume the initial status of all the flip-flops were in clear state. Therefore, let us assume Q2, Q1, Q0, all of them were 0, 0, 0. This is the position at clock number 0, or in fact, no clock is applied, no serial input is applied. The initial status of Q2, Q1, Q0 were 0, 0, 0. It means all the flip-flops were in clear state. Now, assuming the first clock is given, during that I have applied one serial input, let's say 1. So as you can see, since serial input is equal to 1, it makes D2 equal to 1. Since D2 is equal to 1, this Q2 also becomes 1 because of the negative edge provided. So this one appears at Q2 1 off. So Q2 has become 1. As you can see, the previous Q2 will shifted to this Q1 and previous Q1 gets shifted to Q0 at every negative edge. Therefore, what will happen? This Q2 gets shifted here, this Q1 gets shifted here. So this is the new status, that is 100. Let's see what happens at second clock. At second clock, I'm going to remove the first data and I'm now going to give the new data as 0. So assuming new serial input is 0, this 0 appears at D2, and because of the negative edges given or clock edges are given, this 0 gets copied on Q2, the previous Q2 gets shifted to Q1, the previous Q1 gets shifted to Q0. Is that right? Then at third clock pulse, what is going to happen? At third clock pulse, I'm going to remove this 0 and I'm going to replace it with 1. So the new input is equal to 1. Since D2 becomes 1, Q2 will also become 1 because of the triggering. So every time you give serial data, that serial data appears on Q2. The previous Q2 gets shifted to Q1 and the previous Q1 gets shifted to Q0. Now observe this 101. Can I say the input data which I was assuming as 101 is now already stored into flip-flops. That is, as you can see, on Q2 1 is present, in Q0 1 is present, at Q1 0 is present. So what I can say, in a way, this 101 which was a serial data is now stored into these flip-flops, or it is stored into this shift register. My question to you is, how many clock pulses were needed to store this 101 information? You can observe the table and you can answer. Of course, it is 3 clock pulses needed. Why 3 clock pulses were needed? It is very simple, because how many flip-flops were there? There were 3 flip-flops, and how much bit information you wanted to store? Of course, 3-bit information. So to store 3-bit information, we require how many flip-flops? You require 3 flip-flops. And how many clock pulses it takes to store the information? Of course, 3 clock pulses. So you have to always remember this as a conclusion. To store 3-bit information, 3 flip-flops are needed, which takes 3 clock pulses to store information. Is that right? So it is very simple. 3-bit shift register consists of 3 flip-flops. Information was also 3-bit. To store 3-bit information, you require 3 clock pulses. Now we have to make this generalized. What if you got n-bit shift register? N-bit shift register means you will have n number of flip-flops. In this n number of flip-flops, you can store n bit of information in how many clock pulses? Of course, in n clock pulses, right? So to store n bit, you require n flip-flops. Is that right? With n flip-flop, you can store n bit information in n clock pulses. So as you can see, in this case, at every negative edges, the data is getting shifted to the right, and therefore this is also called as right shift register. So if I just make a mirror image of this, if I apply input to a very first flip-flop, that is flip-flop number 0, and if I start taking output from flip-flop number 2, then every time at negative edges, the data will get shifted from right to left, and such type of shift register can be called as left shift register. So I'm sure you must have understood the basic structure of the shift register. In next videos, we will elaborate this shift register in other way. Thank you.